The internet is full of opportunities, but it also has its dark side. Scammers are constantly finding new ways to trick people out of their hard-earned money. Last year, people in the US lost a shocking $10 billion to online scams, with more than 690,000 victims falling for these tricks. In this video, we'll look at some of the craziest internet scams out there so you can stay informed and protect yourself. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get regular updates. Let's get started. Number 10. Job offer scams. These scams surged dramatically during the coronavirus pandemic, taking advantage of widespread unemployment and the increasing dependence on online job search platforms. In these scams, individuals receive unsolicited emails promising lucrative job offers, often in roles such as mystery shoppers or administrative positions. The hook typically includes receiving an overpayment in the form of a check or money order, with instructions to return the excess amount. Victims soon realize that the original payment was fraudulent, leaving them financially exposed as they already sent real money to the scammer. Statistics reveal that job offer scams have been on the rise. According to the Better Business Bureau, BBB, job scams accounted for 17.8% of all scams reported in the United States, with an estimated $86 million in losses. A significant increase was seen in job scams that came from professional networking sites such as LinkedIn. To protect yourself, always verify the legitimacy of job offers, especially if the communication comes unsolicited. Check for any warning signs, such as a mismatch between the email domain and the company name or excessive requests for personal information. Number 9. Lottery scams. Lottery scams have been one of the most persistent forms of fraud, particularly in the United States, where they were the fourth most common scam in 2020. In these scams, individuals receive emails or phone calls informing them that they've won a foreign lottery or a grand prize in a competition they never entered. To claim the prize, the victim is instructed to pay upfront fees for taxes, insurance, or courier services. After sending the money, they soon realize that there was never a prize at all. The Federal Trade Commission, FTC, reported that lottery and sweepstakes fraud accounted for over $165 million in losses. Despite the widespread awareness of these scams, they remain effective due to their emotional appeal, offering victims a false sense of hope for financial gain. One simple rule can protect you from lottery scams. If you didn't buy a ticket, you didn't win the lottery. Moreover, never provide personal or financial information to unsolicited contacts. Number 8. Beneficiary scams. Beneficiary scams, such as the infamous Nigerian prince scam, have been a long-standing threat in the world of online fraud. In this type of scam, victims receive an email from a so-called foreign dignitary or businessman who claims to need help moving large sums of money out of their country. In exchange for their assistance, victims are promised a share of the wealth. However, the scammer asks for a series of small payments to facilitate the transfer, and the promised funds never materialize. According to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, IC3, beneficiary scams resulted in over $700 million in losses in 2021, making them one of the most financially damaging types of fraud. To avoid falling prey to beneficiary scams, be skeptical of unsolicited offers, especially those that promise easy money. Number 7. Online dating scams. Romance scams, also known as online dating scams, have seen a staggering increase in recent years. These scams involve building an emotional connection with someone online, typically through dating apps or social media platforms. After gaining the victim's trust, the scammer begins to ask for money, often citing a fabricated emergency like a medical crisis or financial hardship. In 2020 alone, online dating scams accounted for nearly $304 million in losses, according to the FTC. What makes these scams particularly dangerous is the emotional manipulation involved. Victims are often deeply invested in the relationship, making it easier for scammers to exploit their feelings. The anonymity of the internet allows scammers to create elaborate fake identities, complete with photos and personal details, making it difficult for victims to discern reality from fiction. To avoid this trap, be cautious when forming online relationships, especially if the person requests money or favors early on. Take time to verify the person's identity by conducting a reverse image search or asking for a video call. Number 6. Charity fraud scams. In the aftermath of natural disasters or global tragedies, the desire to help can make people more vulnerable to charity fraud scams. Scammers create fake charity websites or donation platforms, posing as legitimate organizations seeking funds to help victims. These scams prey on the goodwill of individuals, averting donations away from those in need and into the pockets of fraudsters. The Federal Trade Commission reported that charity scams spiked during the COVID-19 pandemic, with many fraudulent organizations posing as COVID-19 relief funds. Americans lost an estimated $2 billion to charity fraud. To avoid charity fraud, research any organization before donating. Use reputable sources like Charity Navigator or the BBBY's Giving Alliance to verify the legitimacy of the charity. Number 5. Repair scams. These type of scams often start with a phone call or email from someone claiming to be a technician from a well-known software company like Microsoft. They inform you that your computer has been infected with a virus or is experiencing performance issues. To help you, they ask you to download remote access software, which allows them to take control of your computer. Once they have access, they can install malware, steal your data, or demand payment for fake repairs. Repair scams were responsible for $116 million in reported losses in the United States. These scams are particularly effective on individuals who may not be tech-savvy and are easily convinced that their computer is compromised. Never trust unsolicited offers for tech support or repairs. If you suspect your computer has a problem, contact the manufacturer or a trusted repair service directly. Do not allow anyone to remotely access your computer unless you are certain they are legitimate. Number 4. Social media scams. Social media scams have become increasingly prevalent as more people share personal information online. These scams come in various forms, including quizzes that collect personal data, phishing links sent through fake friend requests, and fraudulent online stores. Scammers can use the information gathered from your social media profile to commit identity theft or install malware on your device. A study by the cybersecurity firm Norton found that social media scams increased by 43%. Scammers are taking advantage of the sheer volume of personal information shared on platforms like Facebook and Instagram, making it easier to tailor their attacks to individual users. To avoid social media scams, just don't participate in online quizzes that ask for personal information, and be cautious when accepting friend requests from people you don't know. Don't click on suspicious links or download apps from unverified sources. Number 3. Robocall scams. Robocalls have become a persistent nuisance, with many of them being scams. These automated phone calls often claim to be from government agencies or reputable companies asking for personal information or payment for fabricated services. For example, one common robocall scam involves a fake tax bill from the IRS, threatening legal action if payment isn't made immediately. According to the FTC, Americans receive an estimated 51.4 billion robocalls, with many of these calls being fraudulent. The FTC also reported that robocall scams resulted in losses exceeding $10 billion annually. The best defense against robocall scams is to avoid answering unknown numbers. If you do answer and suspect it's a robocall, hang up immediately. Never provide personal information over the phone, and report any suspicious calls to the FTC. Number 2. Messaging scams. Messaging scams, also known as smishing, SMS phishing, involve receiving fraudulent messages via SMS or messaging apps like WhatsApp. These messages often claim to be from your bank, a delivery service, or even a government agency, asking you to provide personal information or click on a malicious link. Once clicked, these links can install malware or direct you to a fake website designed to steal your data. Messaging scams accounted for over $86 million in reported losses, with the numbers continuing to rise as more people rely on messaging apps for communication. The immediacy of text messages makes these scams particularly effective. To protect yourself from smishing, avoid clicking on links and unsolicited messages. If a message claims to be from your bank or another service provider, contact them directly through their official channels to verify the request. Number 1. Online shopping scams. With the rise of e-commerce, online shopping scams have also increased. Scammers create fake websites that mimic legitimate retailers, offering popular items at prices that seem too good to be true. Once payment is made, victims either receive counterfeit goods or nothing at all. In some cases, scammers set up fake online stores on social media platforms, making it harder to track and report them. According to a report by the Better Business Bureau, online shopping scams were the most common form of fraud, accounting for over 37% of all reported scams. The shift to online shopping during the pandemic created a perfect opportunity for scammers to exploit unsuspecting consumers. To avoid falling victim to online shopping scams, always research the retailer before making a purchase. Look for customer reviews and ensure the website has a secure payment system. That's all for now. Please let us know of any other popular scams that we may have missed in the comments. I hope you have enjoyed watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe to Nick's Finance for more updates. Thank you.